Hey, I'm Preston Hardy. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to video number 5 in the series, How to Lose Weight and Keep It Off for Good. In the last video, if you'll go back to video number 4, if you haven't watched it, we talked about different ways to exercise for weight loss. And I announced in there my opinion of the absolute number one best exercise for weight loss. And that is walking, which is something that you would not expect. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I feel like, and I'm not the only one, there's a lot of other people, if you search into it, there's a lot of other people that have experienced the same thing that I have as to why walking is the best exercise for weight loss. So let's break that down a little bit. The number one key element in losing weight is keeping yourself in a calorie deficit. You're going to hear me preach this over and over and over and over and over and over again. The number one thing that you need to do to lose weight is not eat a certain kind of food or do a certain thing other than keep yourself in a calorie deficit over a consistent period of time. It absolutely doesn't matter what you do. If you don't do that one thing, you will not see success. So how does that impact exercise, and how does exercise come into that, and why would walking be the number one exercise for losing weight? I'm going to sum it up and then I'll talk about it in more detail, but the key reason that walking is the best exercise to lose weight is you're not exercising, you're not focusing necessarily on burning a certain number of calories to lose weight. Your calorie deficit is taking care of that for you. So any calories you burn while you're exercising, that's just a bonus, and that's going to speed up your weight loss and fat loss. In other words, you're focusing on your nutrition, you're focusing on hitting those calorie goals, and you know that that is the key to you losing weight. So the exercises you choose, that's just going to supplement your weight loss, and that's just going to help kind of fuel things for you. So walking is the best exercise for several reasons. Think about what I mentioned in one of the other videos, that you can't out-exercise a bad diet. Well, you can't. It's so easy to overeat and eat too many calories that you can't exercise and then add those calories back in. Now, walking will not burn a ton of calories, but here's one of the greatest things that it will do. It will, if you think about this, let's just say you burn 300 calories a day walking. Now, that's not many that you burn, but let's say you figure in exercising 5 days a week out of 7. So if you were to burn just 300 calories a day, you're going to burn 1,500 calories during that course of the week that you're in your calorie deficit. So you're doing this, you're being successful by, you're going to hit your calorie deficit, period. You know that. Well, then when you add that 1,500 calories in that you just burned off one of your big meals. During the week, you just burned off the equivalent of a good sized meal on top of that. So you see how it could fuel your weight loss, just something as simple as walking consistently. And that's another point about walking. Walking is something that you can do consistently every day without having to have much recovery. I know that I add walking in. I lift weights 2 to 3 times a week, and I try to walk every day though. And my legs might be just a little mildly sore if I put it on I walk mostly on the treadmill in the gym. And if I put it on an incline, then it does make my legs just slightly sore, but not much at all. And I'm not a runner, but if I run every day, or let's just use high intensity cardio HIIT training, if I was to do an intense workout, even jumping rope, let's say I was to jump rope every day, and I've been a person that have jumped rope in the past. I'll have to do a video on here and show you my jump roping skills. You don't think I got no jump roping skills, but I do. I digress. But if I was to jump rope or do high intensity cardio, you talk about sore. I mean, you might could do it for a couple of days in a row, and then you're going to have to skip a day or two, especially if you're new at it. You're definitely going to have to skip a day or two and recover. Your legs are going to be sore. That's the same way if you were to run. If you were to run, you would have to run a couple of miles every day to do anything decent as far as burning calories. So if you were to run a couple of miles every day, you would begin to be sore and have to take a few days off. So walking is something you can definitely do consistently. Also, it doesn't take much willpower just to walk. Sometimes it can take some willpower to get out there and run, to get out there and do high intensity cardio. It can take some willpower to do those things, but walking is something that seems effortless. And think about this, you could walk with a group of friends and you could actually still maintain a decent conversation because it's not going to hit you in the lungs as hard. I'm just trying to help you come up with some ways to make burning a little extra calories fun, but also effective. Of course, there's listening to podcasts, listening to music, listening to audiobooks. As I mentioned in one of the other videos, walking in parks and even walking outdoors. A lot of subdivisions have sidewalks. I know the one we live in has sidewalks, and you see a lot of people walking and jogging around the subdivision. So these are some things that you can do to make it fun. And I'm telling you, walking can be effortless. You can add it in as a supplement also to your workouts. As I mentioned, when I lift weights, I'll finish it off by walking for 30 to 45 minutes. And this is just burning some extra calories for me, and it seems effortless. So these are some of the key main reasons why walking can be so effective. Now, it's recommended to, if you want to really start burning some calories, it's recommended to walk, a minimum of an hour a day. You want to, a lot of people have those Fitbits where it'll actually count their steps for them. And you want to try to reach the sweet spot. A minimum would be 10,000 steps. But you want to be between 10,000 and 14,000 steps. And if you get on up to 12,000, 14,000 steps a day, you can actually burn some decent calories doing this. Now, a final thing that I want to mention about why walking is so effective, when you do HIIT cardio, when you do running, I don't know about you, but I get super hungry. I burn a lot of calories, but I begin to I'm starving by the time I go to bed, because guess what? You're in a calorie deficit if you're doing it right. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're just getting great exercise, but you're not going to lose any weight. Please drill that into your mind that you have to be in the calorie deficit or you're not going to lose any weight. I promise you. So walking makes it effortless because it doesn't cause you to have that ravenous hunger that you feel when you do high intensity things. So that is, and in fact, since the deficit is so important, and it is, since it is so important, that's probably the number one reason why, in my opinion, walking is so effective, because it does not add to your hunger. Now, in the past, I've done some lifting weights and then some high intensity cardio. And guess where I would end up after that? If you've watched any of the other videos, you know that I would end up at the buffet. And if you don't think I can't wreck a buffet, then you need to invite me out to lunch or dinner. In fact, hit me up in the email. Email me in the link below to get my audiobook on health and fitness and weight loss. And also to invite me out to dinner to a buffet. Feel free to take me out to dinner to your favorite buffet. I'm gonna reach in here real quick and grab out my audio CD. Just as a reminder, I put this in video number 1, but just as a reminder, back in 2017, I created this audio CD for health and fitness. And I got pretty lean in this because I wanted you to believe that I knew what I was talking about. And I lost around 70 pounds. So I kept it off, and I'm in a relatively low body fat at the moment. So if you're struggling to lose weight, if you're struggling to keep it off, trust me, I can help you do it. And if you need help, email me at the link below in all seriousness, and I would be glad to help you. And also I can send you my audio. I call it an audio book now because nobody listens to CDs anymore. So going back to the steps per day, 10 to 14,000 steps per day is ideal. And this would really help you to burn some extra calories and would just lay the icing on top of that calorie deficit that you're in. And as we know now, is the absolute key. Now, there's not much else I can say to convince you to walk. If you love running, if you're already a runner, by all means run. By all means choose any of the exercises that you would like to choose that you know you can do on a consistent basis. So consistency is the key. Consistency is the key in your exercising, but you also need to choose exercises during the time that you're trying to drop weight. Now, you're not going to be trying to drop weight forever. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds and you drop down 20 pounds and you like where you're at, you're going to be in the maintenance category of just eating at maintenance. So you're not going to be here forever. The calorie deficit is not going to last forever. But during the time that you are losing weight, you have to be in that calorie deficit. And so you need to be very careful with your exercises so that it doesn't increase your hunger. It's going to compound. If you're in that calorie deficit for 4 to 8 weeks, even 12 weeks possibly, if you're in a calorie deficit during that time, your body will adjust and kind of get used to it. And we'll talk later on about how to kind of shake up your body and keep it gassing. And in the next video, stay tuned because I'm going to lay out how to set your calories depending on your weight loss goals, depending on where you are, how much you weigh now, how much your goal is to drop down to. I'm going to teach you how to set your calories, and it is so simple. You will wonder, how come I didn't know this before? Why did I not do this? It's so simple. I mean, it's so simple, you probably won't believe it. But stay tuned in the next video, and we're going to talk about how to set the proper calorie deficit. And remember that walking is a great exercise to help you. You will not trigger hunger, and it'll help you stay in that deficit. And you can burn some extra calories to help speed up the weight loss process. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Share this with others. Reach out to me if you need help. I would love to help you. And I'll see you in the next video.